Hey mamas, I'm speaking to you today from a place of pure joy. I'm recording this after my 40th birthday, and if that wasn't enough, I also competed in and won a pageant. It's a moment that feels surreal, powerful, and like a brand new beginning all at once. For years, I felt like I was holding on by a thread, just trying to survive. But this new decade, this new chapter, feels like it's all about thriving. Today, we're talking about how to use a milestone, no matter what it is, to step into your next most confident chapter. We'll be using our 3 pillars along the way. Welcome to another episode of the By a Thread podcast. Today, we are talking about the fact that I turned 40 since the last time we talked. And not only did I turn 40, but I won a title and I'm officially a title holder. But aside from that, I want to talk about what I'm taking into this new decade of life. I've never been one of those people that are like, oh, once I turn 40, things are different, or really felt like a single day set a time frame for you. But I did see the opportunity to use my 40th birthday as really a way to reset in life and to think about the things that I want to move forward with and the things that I want to leave behind. So today we'll be talking about those things. We'll talk about the mindsets that I'm taking with me, the systems that I'm taking with me, or the processes in place to make life easier. And then we'll talk about the knowledge that I want to take forward with me as well. So first, let's get into the mindsets. So the first mindset that I want to take forward is the fact that I actually have a lot to share with this world. That may sound silly because if you know my background, you know I'm a pediatrician, you know that I am a title holder now, but I've been a pageant girl for a while, and you know that I have a number of different interests. But there's something about life and something about ourselves sometimes where we can feel like maybe we don't have that much to say that's new. Maybe other people have things to say, but we don't really have anything new to say. I actually learned recently while at the pageant that I recently won, I learned that I actually do have a lot to share. And what made me realize that was the fact that there were so many girls there who were probably 20 years younger than me, and they were in this pageant as themselves. And I just felt this overwhelming need to encourage them to keep going. There were girls of all shapes and sizes, all backgrounds, all kinds of presentations. And I was really just impressed by their ability to get on stage. And I really wanted to just kind of drive home like, you're great, you're doing the right thing, keep going. And so what I learned from that pageanting experience is that I am truly a mentor, and mentorship is part of what I do. I have so much to share. My experience is not like anyone else's. So sharing that experience will really help people who can relate to me or who may not be able to relate to me. So that's the one thing that I am taking into my 40s is realizing that I actually do have something unique to add to this world. The next thing I am taking in with me may sound a little weird, but if you know, you know. It's the feeling and the realization that I am loved by a lot of people around me. And I say it feels a little weird because it may seem obvious to some, but I think for some people, it may hit home. The fact that you may feel unappreciated at times or underappreciated or not feel recognized by your family. I think as moms, that's something that we may feel sometimes. But if we take a step back and kind of look at the evidence around us, we may actually see that we're surrounded by love and by the people who love us. Sometimes that comes when they have an opportunity to express that love. So this biggest realization came to me after winning the pageant. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm excited. But it came to me after winning the pageant and just reflecting on all of the people that have supported me along this route. My parents, when I was 19 to 24 years of age, driving all across Illinois, trying to capture a state title, they were there and they supported this crazy dream of mine. Even just this past couple weeks, the family that I had supporting me during that time, my mother-in-law, my godmother Avis, all of them coming into town, into Indianapolis, and just providing, really unconditional support taking my clothes, bringing my clothes, going back and forth and doing things twice or even more times without any complaints. So just realizing that I had that love and support around me. The other thing is the love and support of my immediate family. I don't know if anyone was happier for me than my daughter when she saw me win that title. I looked over and she was just going crazy, jumping off the walls. I was actually a little bit worried because she competed the day before me and she didn't capture her title. She won a number of different things, but she didn't capture the crown, which was really her goal. So I was actually worried about how she might respond to me winning, knowing that she didn't capture the crown herself. But she was absolutely so excited for me and my biggest supporter, and she continues to be. And then finally, my husband, having him around during that time at the pageant and just his willingness to follow us on this crazy ride of pageantry, which takes us across the country for a week at a time sometimes. The willingness to just be a part of this journey, to see us live out our dreams, is just priceless. So if you look around you, even though it's easy for us as moms to feel unappreciated or to think about all the things we're doing and how imbalanced that can be at times, if you look around, you will actually see that you're surrounded by love. And it's not always big, grand gestures like I experience, but sometimes it's very, very small things. So make it a point to pick up on those small things and remind yourself that you are loved. So the next pillar that I would like to address is that pillar of systems or the processes we can have in place to make life a little easier when things get hard. So there are two things that I'm working on currently in my 40th year. And the first one is to use a habit tracker. And the thing I'm tracking at this moment is my 75 soft challenge. So you've probably heard of the 75 hard. They're very specific rules and things you should accomplish every day. It's just not possible for my life to do two 45-minute workouts a day. So I really wanted to think about, what does success look like for me? And I just so happen to have about 75 days before I go to my national pageant. So I figured this would be a great chance to start a 75 soft challenge. So a few things that I am going through in my 75 soft challenge is, one, logging my calories every day. And this isn't really for cutting calories. It's more of just being aware of the amount of calories that I have that I'm taking in so that I'm not going overindulging on calories. The other thing, and this is very specific to me, is that I have a sweet tooth that is beyond this world. So I have to, at times, take away added sugar in order to get that sweet tooth under control. So for the next 75 days, I am not allowing any refined sugars. I do like honey. I do like agave. Those are the only things I'll be allowing during this time. And again, that's very specific to me because I know that my sweet tooth can take control. The other thing is that I want to walk every day for 40 minutes and then do one strength training per day or one stretch per day. So this stretching is new because I hate to stretch. But I realize as I get older that I need to stretch or else things won't move the way that they used to. So my goal is to incorporate stretching into my training because strength training is something that I gravitate to easily. The other thing is to drink 2 liters of water per day. That's my particular goal. And then again, to do a daily prayer and Bible reading in the morning. So these are my goals for my 75 soft challenge. You can set your own goals for your challenge, but I think the most important thing for me is that I have to track my habits. I realized not too long ago that when I see something being checked off, whether that's through an app in my phone or through something I put on the wall, I'm more likely to stick to it because I can see how much progress I've made. So the one thing that I would recommend is getting some kind of habit tracker so that you can see how far you've come, because it'll be harder to ruin your progress if you're able to visualize it. Now, the other thing that I'm taking into my 40s in terms of systems is sort of this compartmentalization of work, home, passion projects, and things like that. So I'll explain what that means. Essentially, it boils down to setting boundaries of time around the things that are important to me. So for instance, dedicating specific hours during the day for work. The reason is because when I'm done with work, I don't want to think about work when I'm supposed to be spending time with my family or working on a passion project. But if I didn't dedicate that time to work as appropriately, then I'll still be thinking about work. Now, that doesn't mean that I get every single thing done that's on my to-do list, but I know I put in the hours necessary to get as close as I can so that when the computer is shut off, when the day ends, I can now focus on the other things in my life without having to be worried that I am behind on something. So that's the other thing that I'm bringing in is compartmentalizing work, family, and my passion projects. And that's particularly important because as I do more social media podcasting, I really want to be able to dedicate that time to it while knowing that I've completed the things that I'm responsible for in all the other areas of my life. So those are the two systems that I'm taking with me into my 40th year. So for the third pillar around knowledge, gaining of knowledge, I've decided that I have to really take up the role of providing accurate medical information. As you probably know, there's a lot of information medically about our health that's coming out recently. Some of the goals are good, but some of the information is just false. And so in order to battle the amount of untruth there is in this world, I feel like those with the medical knowledge actually have to be louder than that. So, what I'm taking into my 40th year is that there is a role for providing accurate medical knowledge, even if it seems basic to us as pediatricians, but providing medical knowledge that's true in order to fight off the bad knowledge that's out there. So, as you'll see, a lot of our episodes will address things like vaccines because it's important to know the truth around vaccination and be able to take that into consideration while you hear the other voices in this world. So, I am realizing my role in contributing to knowledge and using this podcast and other forms of media to contribute to that medical knowledge. This new decade feels like the culmination of everything that brought me to this point. All the chaos, all the lessons, all the messy, beautiful, by a thread moments. It's proof that we can go from surviving to thriving. My challenge to you is this: don't wait for a birthday or a milestone. Take a moment right now and choose one habit, one mindset shift, or one piece of knowledge you can apply to your life today.